Hello and welcome to Benocam. Today we are having a look at my latest restoration project. It's an old Ford GPW, what they call. So it's the very iconic and famous World War II Jeep. There's about 500,000 of these actually produced, but they're getting quite sought after now. They're quite collectible. So this is the vehicle as I bought it. It's had a hard life. It's come out of the military and been used for various different things. They've actually done quite a lot of work to this. So this chassis has actually been lengthened and it's had this back to it. This tub isn't original. This is all of this section here is all completely been remanufactured. So all of that's going to have to come off. Got a replacement tub, and then I'm going to actually have to shorten the chassis as well. So this chassis has been lengthened. This wheelbase is actually longer than it should be. That rear wheel should be in a little bit more. And then they've done various things like cut pieces out here, so it's easier to get in and out. But the whole thing's actually pretty good. I mean, mechanically, it's really good. I'll just show you. It's got a really good engine, original engine and gearbox, and it starts and runs lovely. We'll show you in a minute. It's on the button, and yeah, no, pleased with the mechanical side. So yeah, a lot to do, but we love a good project. The MB Jeep was the world's first mass-produced four-wheel drive vehicle and the workhorse of the American military, seeing action in all theatres of the Second World War. After the war, there were so many surplus vehicles that many were adapted into civilian roles, including this one we now have as a project, which has had its short wheelbase lengthened so that it could carry more cargo. With the Jeep in the workshop and the old tub removed, we get our first look at the modified chassis underneath. A correct era 1943 wartime tub was sourced in good condition, which will complete the vehicle once it's back to its original length. So we've got the Jeep now in the workshop, and what we've done now is we have actually cut the chassis in half. I've actually completely cut the two pieces apart. And what we've actually done is we've actually removed these pieces that someone had extended it by. So that's how much they had extended the chassis by. Yeah, so they were welded in there. I've cut them both out. And it's actually very good because you can actually see the original chassis here. You can actually see these circular patterns in it. You can see where it once was. So we can use that to line up exactly where this needs to be. So this is going to be nicely matched up, and I'm going to tack weld this initially in position, and then just to double check that we've got the dimensions bang on, I've got a new rear prop shaft which is going to go in here to here. That will give us one dimension, and also I'm going to double check just by lowering on the new tub. So this is the remains of the old tub that I'd removed. That's the original front piece. I've actually got a replacement 1943 tub there, so I'm going to be lowering that onto the newly shortened chassis to make sure it matches up perfectly. These bolt holes in the chassis will actually match up with these holes here, so they will tell me whether or not I've got the chassis shortened to the correct length, hopefully. So yeah, we'll have a good play, make sure it's right, and then I'll plate it up and make it nice and strong back to its original length. Okay, so that is the chassis now all shortened, welded back up. I pretty much got it bang on where it used to be, and we put some plates on it as well to reinforce it all up. And then I fitted a new rear cross member, and that's looking really good. That really completes the back half. And then I got these little rubber pads all made up to take the body. So we're going to pop the body on now and make sure that fits. This is the replacement tub. And yeah, let's see how we got the alignment. With the chassis now back to its correct size, we fit the replacement tub and a few other bits that we've acquired along the way, including a windscreen frame. One of the great things about restoring these old Jeeps is there's quite a supply of second-hand original parts still available, and many brand new parts have been remade by manufacturers to meet the demand of enthusiasts that are restoring them. Alive. Okay, so at the moment we have very little brakes. There's a little bit of travel there on the pedal, but not really very much happens when you push the pedal. And I've got no handbrake either, so we've got to be a little bit careful where we leave it, but it's usable. Mind the gate post. We've destroyed enough gate posts with a tank already. Okay, so that is just part one of the project. Now that we've got this Jeep mechanically sound, my plans now are to completely and utterly strip this thing down. So I'm going to take it right back down to its chassis and bodywork again, take everything back off it, and I'm going to completely restore it. So next time, part two, we're going to be showing you how we're going to restore this Jeep back to how it would have looked in World War II, and hopefully get some more of the accessories and all the little bits and pieces it needs. So yeah, so thanks for watching this video, and we will catch you on part two.